Hi everyone, I'm Ange and this is my first time showing myself on this video, but it's only going to be quick, just the intro. So according to the results of the poll that I posted in the community tab, I asked what video you want me to make next, and it's for how I prepare my canvas all the way to delivering the files to clients. Something to take note, I'll be using my Emote Base Pack, wherein I will place them in different areas to show you guys what it will look like to have multiple emotes arranged in one canvas. And I'll also show how I do this on both iPad and Android devices. Hello! Okay, here's a short latte intro just because she was on my lap when I was filming this. And I'm gonna start this off on Procreate because it is my main drawing app. For static PNG emotes, I use 500 pixels for commissioned emotes, and for digital product emotes, I use 1000 pixels. The reason why I make it that big for my digital product emotes is because I want to make sure that once I print out a sticker version of it, it's still good print quality. For animated emotes, the minimum is 1000 pixels for commission and 1500 pixels for digital product emotes. Now, the reason for the 1000 pixel commission is because some clients would actually be interested in using the same emote for alerts, which is generally bigger in pixel size than an emote. So in order to at least prepare for that possibility, I already make sure that I create it at the size wherein they can request that from me. Now to show how I prepare a canvas, I'm using 1000 pixels here, which would fit 4 static emotes. First thing I do is color drop a color for the border or fill the canvas. And then transform it and make sure that it doesn't break from proportion by selecting uniform and turning on the snapping feature so that the guidelines would also pop out. When you resize it from the corner, you will see that there are measurements here, so just take note of this. For this one, I'm gonna go with 450 pixels so that there is space in between for the border. On this part, you'll see the guidelines, and take note, the yellow guideline is for the canvas, while the blue guidelines is for the layers or elements in the canvas. Now I'm merging both boxes here so that I can align them in the center and then duplicate them so that I can create another set. After that, I combine all of them and then align them to the center, then turn on the layer to reference mode, which will allow me to color drop in a new layer while referencing the layer with the 4 boxes. Now here I am importing my base pack emotes so that I can show you guys how I export them individually. I duplicate my layered files and then flatten them so that I can combine all emotes together. And from here, you can either copy the layer, which would be faster, or export by sharing as a PNG with no background. Then I create a new canvas that is 500 by 500 pixels. Then I'm switching on Page Assist so that I can make the layers into pages. Then I start pasting or importing the flattened emotes and crop them one by one. Pause, as I forgot to mention that you should change this part of bilinear into nearest neighbor as it gives a more crisper edge. Putting in time-lapse mode the rest of the emotes that I'm cropping. One of the good features of using Page Assist is this preview below, as this is a good way to see the emotes in its small size. Now it's time for the best part, exporting them, but make sure that the layers you want to export are turned on and you can see them in the preview below. And finally, my favorite part, exporting them into separate PNGs. Now you can preview them in the Photos app, and remember that these are in 500 pixel quality. Here's a website that I used to do a preview of all the emotes together in chat format and screenshot them to send to the client for approval. You can even customize the text and its color to whatever you want. Another thing you can preview are badges and animated emotes. I gotta say, this is my favorite emote preview website. Emotes are my absolute favorite commissions to work on because they are so fun, they are so diverse, especially with expressions, which is why what you and I both need to learn in order to keep making more of these is to learn how to draw expressions, which is perfect for this video sponsor, Skillshare. As an artist, we would never run out of things that we will want to learn in our art journey, but as an emote artist, facial expressions are the key into making the most fun and expressive emotes. For this one, I'm taking multiple classes from different artists and I go directly to the chapter of facial expressions. Skillshare gives me the flexibility to find the specific topics that I want to focus on that's in different classes, which can also be helpful because you're able to find different techniques that other artists do that you can make your own. As the largest online learning community, Skillshare has thousands of classes ranging from beginner to expert with different areas such as film, illustration, design, music, animation, business, and so much more. These classes are taught by industry professionals and experts that can help bring your career, skills, passion, hobbies, or side hustles to the next level. If you're not sure where to start, don't worry, as Skillshare has designed learning paths to help you choose classes that will take you from beginner to expert level. Here's how to use learning paths. When I type a keyword, it'll recommend suggested classes that are grouped together and arranged by difficulty. It's almost the end of the year and the perfect time to set new goals on skills you want to develop for the new year. If you want to have fun and explore your creative world with me and others, join us in exploring and learning more ways to create by clicking the description below. The first 500 people to use my link will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. And now we're back. The client has approved the emotes, so it's time to prepare the files to send them over. Streamfrogs is one of the websites I use to resize not only emotes but badges as well because it already converts it to the specific sizes that these are required to have. When you download it, it already puts it in a separate folder, which would be good if the client asks you to send the files of the emotes in their own separate folders. Now here's one of the websites that I use to resize my animated emotes. There's a lot of customization that you can do here, but the truth is I only really upload the file and then go to the resize dimensions and then go all the way down and just download. Oh, and you can name the file as well. Now this website is my favorite converter. The previous one is actually just my second option. There's a reason for this. It's because I can actually just drag and drop the files that you see here, the preview image, towards the Files app or my gallery. It is also way easier to see the details of the file such as the size, the dimensions, and of course, the frames. With Twitch, they actually have some limitations, so at least you can take note of it from that and make adjustments. One more app before we go to the Android tablet, and that is Adobe Fresco. This one is now free, so it's a good option as well to draw emotes in. And for this one, as you can see, I'm only using the same method that I did in Procreate. This actually has all the features similar to Procreate, such as reference layer, duplicate, merging layers. It also has an automatic guidelines that would snap the objects in it. In order not to be repetitive, I hope that this demonstration shows you how to do it there. It's time to set aside the iPad and move to Android. What I'll be using here is the Magic Drawing Pad from XP Pen that they sent for me to review as well as make illustrations and videos of it on my Instagram. And we're gonna start this off with my favorite free Android drawing app, Krita. On Krita, it would be better to create separate files for each emote. So for this one, I'm making 500 pixel emotes as well as open some of the PSD files of my Emote Base Pack. By default, you'll see the arrangement for Krita's workspace when it comes to multiple files open is in tab form. In order for you to be able to activate the tile form, go to Settings, Configure Krita. On the General part, go to the Window tab, and the Multiple Document mode, change it from tabs to sub-windows, and this will give your windows the ability to be customized and moved about, even making go cascade, as well as, of course, the most convenient layout, which is tile. Now this is how my emote setup will be when I use Krita. And finally, just export them one by one as transparent PNGs. And now we are moving to another favorite drawing app of mine, Ibis Paint. Just like in Procreate, I'm gonna divide the canvas, but for this one, I'm gonna use a 2000 by 2000 pixel canvas, which is equivalent to 1000 pixel per emote. Starting it off with Paint Bucket for the color of the border, and then going to Transform. And as you can see here, I make sure that it doesn't break from proportion, and I also check the measurements as indicated above. Now I'll just be using this box as a guide and using this special feature that Ibis Paint has called Frame Divider, which is used for making manga panels. You can play around and find the thickness of the frame that you like that will also affect the other panels. Now for the fun part, dividing the panels. As you can see here, it's such a cool feature, it's so convenient, but best of all, it doesn't mean that this is the final division. As you can see here, you can actually adjust it, which is really cool. You just switch between these two options to add frames or adjust the frames. Exporting multiple emotes in Ibis Paint though would require you to do the same as Procreate, wherein you copy the canvas where it has 4 emotes and then create a new canvas and then crop it one by one as well. Unfortunately, in order for you to export them, you're just gonna have to do them one by one individually, as I'm not aware if Ibis Paint has the feature that is similar to Procreate wherein you can export layers separately in one go. Now we're going to the Google browser to check all the websites that I used on the iPad to convert as well as prepare the files to deliver to the client. All the websites that I've used here, I'm gonna put in the description below so that you have easy access to it. And I highly suggest that you bookmark it in your specific browser so that it's easy for you to go back and forth with it and use it. Oh, I just discovered while filming this that red ketchup actually has a batch resizing, so that would work for multiple PNG emotes. So you can go here instead of doing it on Stream Frogs one by one. And of course, testing the conversion of animated GIF emotes. Unfortunately, I currently don't do animated GIFs on the Android because the animation apps that I use to make these are not available on the Android. But a new animation app is coming soon to Android that I'm very excited to share with you once it's released. And finally, the main website that I use for converting my animated emotes, EasyGIF. As you can see, it works seamlessly just like the other websites. And there you go. I hope that my starting and ending process of doing emotes has helped you as well with doing yours, whether it's for commissions or your own digital shop. Shameless plug here, I'll be promoting my new digital product, which is the Emote Base Packs. There are actually 2 versions of this. One is layered for static PNG emotes, while the other is layered separately in small groups for animated emotes. This is what each PSD looks like side by side. And as you can see over here, there's more room for you to move the different elements, the hands, the face, the eyes, the mouth, which if you've watched my animated emote process is exactly what I do when I prepare layer separation before animation. The price of these base packs come with personal use and commercial use, meaning you can use this for commissions for your clients. So it's completely up to you. Get creative with it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And as always, let's go out there and make some art.